Good evening. This is a poem I wrote about the 4th of July. It's called Fourth. I had a dream in which a man in a kimono made of American flag whales appeared. Stripes formed their backs with stars on the flanks, whale upon whale, like a pattern of half moons or scales. It was unclear whether he had just exited the Harvard Square Red Line stop to join the march in progress or look in our open window. It was also unclear why our apartment window looked out onto the large patio in front of the Au Bon Pain, where I used to sit with a lemonade after long nights of drinking in the late 90s. If you grow up in America with a certain degree of privilege and are white, America is taught to you as if from a car manual. The car is already yours. You just must learn its operation. You learn about the wooden teeth, but not the ones pulled without anesthesia. You learn about the liberation of Auschwitz, but not about all of the Jewish refugees that were turned away by our government prior to that. You learn about political instability in third world countries, but not the CIA coups. You learn about the founding fathers with little to no mention of their slaves. You encounter Sally Hemings as a mistress, not a rape victim, and Rosa Parks as a sweet and stubborn old lady who one day accidentally bent the arc of moral justice, not the committed activist she actually was, who actually knew what she was risking on that bus and why. When I was a child, the 4th of July was a time for corn on the cob, the silk and the husks pulled back and buried in the backyard, suitcase races and smart food by the handful on the beach, the large American flag hung in front of my great aunt's sleeping porch, and illegal fireworks on our front lawn. And of course, we could be assured the Scituate police would never be called to respond to a noise complaint on the Irish Riviera. Flash to the present. And no doubt, the red, white, and blue bunting still hangs from the stately houses of Edgartown, but the giant inflatable rat will not be proudly displayed this year atop the all-island pest management float, as there is no parade. Lakefront cookouts here in Chicago will no doubt become vectors of COVID infection because we apparently cannot bear too much reality. And 4 months of not dying seems only to renew our death wish. We will cross our fingers that parts of South Dakota do not burn to the ground because of the fireworks at Mount Rushmore. Again, they did not mention that this monument was carved into a sacred native mountain in the standard textbooks. Last year, we were able to listen online to a few minutes of the Boston Pops playing live from the Hatch Shell. I imagine for this year a bravura production with fireworks to follow, played to an empty esplanade by the ghosts of Arthur Fiedler and Tchaikovsky, Aretha Franklin and Marian Anderson, Sister Rosetta Tharpe and Little Richard, Sharon Jones and Betty Wright, Biggie and Tupac, and accompanied by Keith Lockhart and the Boston Pops. Ghostly music for all of the ghosts of our American past, those who died in the Middle Passage, those who died of smallpox from the settler's blanket, those who were lynched, those who died of AIDS while Reagan did nothing and Bob Hope cracked jokes about the Staten Island ferry. As the music swells, you can vaguely make out the ghosts of Lorraine Hickok and Eleanor Roosevelt waltzing sweetly on an abandoned dock. And as the fireworks begin, the stately ghost of Sally Hemings sets out on a white horse towards the Freedom Trail, lantern in hand, to start back at the beginning, to shed light on all of the ways that in America, all men have never been created equal.